Order. The question now is that vote customs stand part of the schedule. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. Well, if the member doesn't take a call, he'll miss out.
Sorry, my
John
apologies.
Hayes.
My apologies, Chair. I thought the call was going to be taken by the Minister, not by me.
I wasn't on the Chair.
No, I noticed that. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, I would like to preface my comments by, first of all, recalling to the House a very successful controller of customs in the form of Martin Dunn, who recently disappeared off to Canberra to be our High Commissioner. And I've got to say to you that as Chair of the Foreign Affairs and Trade Committee for a period of, on that committee for the last 5 years, the Customs Department were outstanding in their presentations to that committee. And I would congratulate Martin for that. Mr. Chair, I think it's important to point out at the beginning of my comments that the National-led government has a plan to take New Zealand forward by reducing our debt, getting rid of our surplus within 3 years and building a faster growing economy, because we want to take the country forward. And so we're getting on top of our government debt by keeping it below 30% of GDP. That means, by my calculation, we will be back in surplus by 2013 and certainly by 2014-15 at the very latest. Since National became the government, Mr. Chair, we've taken responsible decisions to restrict the build-up in government debt and to get the government spending and finances under control. In particular, we've turned back the 2008 forecast we inherited of never-ending deficits and soaring debt by setting a path back to surplus. And we've introduced the biggest reform of the tax system for 25 years, which rewards work and saving, discourages borrowing and consumption, and significantly tightens tax rules on property speculation without having a capital gains tax. It is really important during these difficult economic times to take a stable, conservative approach to managing the economy, and above all to get us on a path to long-term sustained growth. Now, I make those points because this is where the very, very important impact of the Customs Department and its Minister, Maurice Williamson, perform three broad functions which will enhance New Zealand's prosperity and security. First of all, they protect our border. Second, they facilitate legitimate trade and travel. And third, they collect Crown revenue. Customs are also responsible for trade and tourism support and community protection, such as by detecting and preventing the importation of illicit drugs, illegal weapons and objectionable material. Mr. Chair, Minister Williamson and his department have done an absolutely astounding, outstanding and vitally important job. The Customs Service collect 15% of the government's total revenue, and in 2009-2010 collected $8.78 billion in customs revenue. People, I think, don't really understand the importance of this agency to the government's cash flow and to this economy. Mr. Chair, in my experience over the last 5-6 years, Customs has consistently met its target to collect at least $15 million of additional revenue that traders perhaps under-declare. And I noticed that a recent audit of the Customs Service and its revenue collection showed that in 2009-2010 the department collected around $30 million above its target. That's an additional $65 million it's contributed to our economy. Mr. Chair, I would just reiterate again my comments and say what a fine job this department does. It is critically important to our economy, and I congratulate the Minister for its leadership. Thank you.
Chairman.
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Chairman, I thank